Hello, everyone. This is Pastor Miguel. I want to talk to you about something very interesting. We all have seen videos on YouTube where you have pastors, you have people, believers in Christ Jesus, pray against storms, especially tornadoes that are coming to towards their area, towards their way, and they pray against these things and they disappear. People do this with hurricanes as well. They get together and they pray, and the hurricane swerves one side or another, right? And some people say that's just coincidence. Some people believe that it's the power of prayer. Now, we have an example of that in the Bible, and it's found in Matthew 8, verse 23 to 26, where Jesus rebukes the waves and the wind, and they suddenly become calm. And I'll let you read that. It's in Matthew chapter 8, verse 23 and all the way to 26. This is a perfect example where a lot of people believe that it's a supernatural storm, that storms could be supernatural. And obviously, this one was because it was preventing Jesus from reaching the man, the demoniac that had legion inside of him. So a lot of scholars believe that the storm was a supernatural storm that wanted to prevent Jesus and the apostles from crossing over and reaching this man who had a legion of demons, over 6,000 demons. So I ask you to read this in chapter 8, verse 23 to 26 on your own. But I want to talk to you about something very interesting. I have in my collection, I've been collecting these things for a very long time. I have a portable book. It's a portable Ritual Romanum. This is the book that the priest in the past, back in 1783, this is when this book was published, 1783, they would go around and they would marry people and they would do baptism and they would bless people. But inside this book, there's something very interesting that it's not widely known. Inside this book, there's not only the exorcism of the salt and and the water, but there's also various types of exorcism. But the one that attracted me the most is the one that's found here, and I'll show you the book. This is a very old book, 1783. Right there, I think right there says Exorcismus. That particular passage right there has to do with an exorcism of a storm. Where back then they believed that they could exercise or do an exorcism on a storm so that it would deviate from a specific area. And so this is back in 1783 where they were doing this. The interesting thing about this book is that this book is a portable one, a Ritual Romanum, which is the book they use for exorcism, but it doesn't actually have the rite of exorcism inside this book. This book is a portable one, and most likely because they were not doing exorcisms in France. This book is a French book written in Latin, So it was printed in France. It was used by different people. Their names are here. The people that used them. You can kind of see some of the names up here. See that? Some of the names. And this book was passed from one person to another because they were very expensive to print books back then. And so, in order to, I guess, to save money, they left the Ritual Romanum, the Rite of Exorcism, out of this book. However, they did have a Rite of Exorcism, but it was not something that was carried by everyday priests or bishops. Okay, it was something that they use specifically when somebody had demons and they need to be cast out of them. So this book is a very nice book. It's a very small book, published in 1783. It has an exorcism of the storms, just like we see in Matthew 8. And I hope this video was a blessing to you. All right. So you know a little bit about some of the history and things dealing with deliverance and exorcism. God bless you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.